Hey, what's going on, everyone? Sly, and man, still pumped up that we won the game, even though I thought it was a lot closer than it should have been. And right now, everyone's talking about what happened with Samuel and Pepper yesterday. And right now, we're kind of like a soap opera right now, you know?
Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives.
But we got to talk about it because everyone's talking about it right now on Twitter. Mostly, I think like 70-80% of the fans are saying to fire Tyler Peppers. A lot of it kind of has to do with he's very political on Twitter. He makes his views very blunt about what he believes in, and you know what? It's America, so he could do what he wants. I know a lot of people want him fired. Me personally, it's all about what you do on the field. So I don't really care what you do off the field or whatever after the game. Like when Bosa did that whole hat, I didn't give a shit. This guy was balling out, against the Cowboys. So that's what I care about. And Richard Sherman on his podcast talked about the whole situation. And I actually 100% agree what he had to say about this whole situation. Let's check this out real quick.
Yeah, it's frustrating. Before the injury, I think he was 14 or 15. Looked pretty good. Looked like he was putting away all the doubt that people had, all the concerns. But then you come back from the injury after the two kickers that replaced you pretty much were flawless. On PATs and field goals, if I'm not mistaken, pretty much made every kick. And then you come back in a game like this, and people, have some sympathy for you. You miss one kick, you're like, hey, the rust. Then you miss two kicks, you're like, all right now. And then the third kick, you start to have a lot of questions, and you start to see the frustration from both players and fans. And when Deebo Samuel goes up to him and says lock in, and apparently that's what he said. That's what Taybor Pepper said he said. You don't defend him from that. You don't get to defend him from accountability from the team. When if I give up a touchdown pass and one of my teammates, one of my fellow teammates come on like, hey, come on now, lock in now. Somebody's not going to come in and save me. Like, you got to be tough. This is the National Football League. You make a mistake, you are held accountable, just like everybody else. It does not mean because I'm a specialist and they're a different case and this, that, and the third. No, there's accountability. Do your job, and that's what Deebo Samuel was coming to say. Like, this is a high-level football team. This is a team that's been to Super Bowls. There's a standard of play. And to miss 3 field goals after all the work that goes into those drives and to get the ball down the field. And these were long, long drives, and unfortunately the San Francisco 49ers are not converting at a high rate in the red zone this year, so they are settling for a lot more field goals than usual. You got to make the kicks. This game should not have been this close, and it's coming down to the final kick because of missed kicks. And so I'm totally with Deebo here. There are better ways to handle it, and I understand kind of what Tabor is doing. Trying to defend his guy, but you cannot defend people from accountability. I don't care. Not in this game. You can defend from people going overboard or cursing him out or saying you suck or something like that. There's then shield him from that. But if he's telling him to lock in, get out of his way and let him tell him. Let him look the man in his eye and tell him lock in.
All right. So 100% spot on, man. If Deebo, all he was saying going up to Moody and say, hey, dude, lock your ass in. Like, come on. If you're Peppers, man, what you got to do, especially if you're the long snapper, you need to shut the fuck up. Like, you need to shut up because I'm sorry, man. You're a damn long snapper, bro. You can find you outside Home Depot, bro, a long snapper. Like, don't come up here and try to come defend your teammate when someone else, a captain, is telling them something, You just got to take it. It's like when I was a bagger back in the day as a teenager, I knew my role. I knew I was on the bottom of the totem pole, and I was just going to keep quiet, mind my own business. If people have altercations, I know what I got to do. That's shut up. Don't worry about it, So to me, I thought Peppers just needed to know his freaking role, especially when you are pretty much on the bottom of the totem pole. Jimmy Johnson said it best. Bill Walsh said it best. all players are not created equally. As much as it sucks, and we don't want to think like that, it's 100% the truth, man. Jimmy Johnson said it. Hey, man, if one of my special teams players, whatever, goes out and does something stupid, his ass is going to get cut. Now, if a star does it, it's going to be completely different. I'm just telling you how the NFL runs. And that Bill Walsh will always have the same sentiment, always said the same exact thing. So, I mean, should Deebo have slapped him? Probably not. And I mean, now Peppers knows, dude, just I need to be quiet. Like, I gotta freaking just deal with it, let them two deal with it. Why the hell am I gonna get involved? It's like, you're at the club with your boys and your friend, he's going after, someone a woman that doesn't look like she takes care of herself, he's with a girl that's a grenade. You're going to go up to your buddy, and I've done it a few times with Flo. I've had to check him a few times and be like, hey, bro, you got to lock in. You got to lock in, You're about to go home with a 4, Some people call her a 4x4. You have to lock in. And so I would not expect my other friend to come up to me like, hey, shut the F up. What are you doing? No, bro, he wouldn't do that because he knows I'm speaking knowledge to him, Flo. So I'm just saying, man, I thought, the situation got a little out of hand, but it's football, man. And Jesse Sapolo said it best, man. Jesse Sapolo was on Twitter today, and he says, bro, all those Super Bowls that we won, there was always fights, man. And he was a part of, 3, 4 of them? And it happens, man. Like, it happens, the heat of the moment. And I get what Pepper was trying to do. He was trying to defend his teammate and all. But he probably shouldn't have done it. And Deebo, obviously, shouldn't have bitch slapped him, But it happens. And all that stuff, it does happen, I've always heard stories. I remember years ago, obviously, this is when the Niners sucked. And we had one of the worst kickers of all time. Who remembers Jose Cortez? Any old school Niner fans out there, early 2000s, Jose Cortez? Oh, he was so bad, man. Always missing game-winning kicks, and and I remember there was a video that got leaked. I don't know if it got leaked, but it was out there of freaking Jeff Ulbrich in practice. They were doing a little prank, and Jeff Ulbrich just freaking tackled the shit out of Jose Cortez. They did I don't know what it was. And I was like, oh snap. I think some of that had to do with his frustration, So he just whacked the crap out of him. And I was like, oh snap, that's well deserved, I don't care if he's Mexican. He deserved that shit. He deserved to get whacked like that, baby, So at the end of the day, I don't want Peppers to get fired. I know everyone does. That's probably the popular thing. I get it. He says a lot of stuff on Twitter, but that shouldn't affect him. As long as he snaps the damn ball right, Obviously, maybe after this year, get another snapper because they cost more and more. Remember, we had Greg Jennings all these years, and they got rid of him for financial reason. I think he was about to turn 30. I know Peppers is 30, so if he could save some money, maybe next year, all right, do that shit. But right now, nah, I wouldn't fire him. And yeah, man, it is what it is. It happens. But it was just hilarious seeing that. And I'm not gonna lie, at first I was thinking, oh my gosh, this team is imploding like in front of our eyes, like oh my gosh. And I did hear Deebo from one content creator was saying that Deebo was rubbing it in Pepper's face after that all happened, like on the sideline, like he was like dancing in front of him, which he shouldn't do. Like, come on, Deebo, like you shouldn't be doing that. But I guess it is what it is, man. Hopefully we can, I don't know, regroup from all this because there was some great 49er individual play out there. And that's kind of being taken to the back burner, because I mean, Dominic Pooney, again, another awesome performance, number 1 in PFF on offense. Renardo Green, just an amazing, another rookie with an amazing performance. Ricky Purcell, we saw what he did. All these individual plays, Malik Mustafa, another great performance out there. So a lot of individuals had such amazing performances that it's kind of been overshadowed a little bit. And these guys need to get credit for what they did, because without those individuals, and a lot of other ones too, we would not have won that damn game, So hopefully we can move it past us, get ready for Seattle. because we still have to win that game because the Cardinals' schedule, I don't know if you guys seen it, it's freaking Cupcake City, man. They have teams like the freaking Patriots coming up. I think they have Chicago. So we got to keep winning, man. We got to keep banking these W's in and get that division. We do not want to be a road team, 3 road wins just to get to the Super Bowl. Nah, man. We want to win the division first and go from there. So, yeah, that's what I got, man. Let me know what you think about this whole situation, man. That was freaking hilarious. But yeah, man. All right, man. Talk to you next time. Peace.